May I proceed, Your Honor? Mayor Heisman, you remember having a press conference the day that Ms. Ginger sued you for election fraud, right?
Yes, around that time, yes.
Well, when that press conference, you held it yourself, right?
Yes,
And in that press conference, you wanted to make sure to clear any misconceptions that people would have had about your campaign.
yes, I was being accused of committing election fraud, and I wanted to make sure that the people of Truman knew I had nothing to do with the fraud.
So you invited reporters and bloggers and people who could report to the people of Truman what happened with your campaign, right?
Yes, the media was invited.
Mayor Heisman, you were asked if you recognized this man, weren't you?
Yes,
When asked if you knew this man at a press conference that you held, that you knew the people of Truman would be tuning into, you told them that you didn't know who he was.
that is correct.
Mayor Heisman, you know that's not true.
Yes, that is Casey French. Like I said, I've represented him back in 2004.
You represented him on 3 separate times when he impersonated a public official.
Yes,
Mayor Heisman, you were here in court today when Ms. Ziegler took the stand, right?
yes, it was.
You've been telling us throughout, or in your direct examination, that you haven't spoken to Casey French since this time, but you were here when she told us that she saw Mr. French walk into your office in February of this year.
I did hear her say that. And she actually asked me about that meeting personally. And I explained to her, like I'll explain to you, that that was a reporter from the Midlands Gazette.
Mayor Heisman, you were here in court today, though, when she told the members of the jury that she was certain that it was this man right here that she saw walk into your office.
I did hear her say that.
She told the members of the jury that she saw this man walk into your office empty-handed
Yes.
and leave with a huge manila envelope in his hands.
Yes, she did say that.
Now, also in the month of February, Mayor Heisman, your campaign conducted some polls to see how you were faring against your competitor, Ms. Ginger, didn't you?
Yes, we hired a polling expert to do that.
And that's standard for every election to see what you need to do as you get closer to the election.
Yes.
And that poll showed you that over 90% of the voters in District 12 of Truman, they wanted to vote for Ms. Ginger, right?
They seem to support her or prefer her over me.
They seemed to support her by 90%.
Yes, that's what the number said at that time. But I do believe that was before she started to pull out of that district.
I'm not asking you about what Ms. Ginger did. I'm asking you what that poll told you. It told you that 90% of the citizens of District 12, they wanted to vote for Ms. Ginger in February of this year.
Yeah, that's correct. But that's prior to her pulling out campaigning in that district.
Mayor Heisman will speak in a moment about both candidates, but I want to make this clear for the members of the jury. You know that the members of District 12, they are the citizens in Midlands, or in the city of Truman in Midlands, that have the least percentage of people that have a college degree.
Yes, I'm very aware that those citizens are the low income, low education citizens of Truman.
You know that the majority of people who live in District 12 of Truman, they don't own homes.
Yes, statistically that's what that shows, yes.
You were also in court today when you heard Ms. White take a stand and say that a couple of weeks before the election, that was in March, she started getting some calls about voting requirements in the state of Midlands.
Yes, I was.
Just around that time, she told the members of the jury that she got calls that she couldn't vote if she didn't own a home.
Yes, that information is completely false.
She told the members of the jury that living in District 12, she got a call that she couldn't vote if she had not graduated college.
Again, whoever was telling her that was misleading her.
But that's yes to my question. She did get that call.
Yes, she did get that call, yes.
And you were here when she told the members of the jury that she was, in fact, a citizen of District 12.
Yes, I was here when she said that.
Mayor Heisman, you were also here for the testimony of Ms. Medora, weren't you?
Yes, I was. She was another citizen from District 12.
You heard her, a citizen of District 12, tell the members of the jury that she got a text message that there would be 2 days to vote.
Yes, she did, which is, again, false information.
Mayor Heisman, she said that this text message came from this phone number here, right?
Yes, she did.
You heard that Ms. White, she got this text message too.
Actually, Ms. Medora said she deleted the text message because she read it and it wasn't true. Ms. White, she said she got this text message from this phone number.
That's right. Ms. White, a member of District 12, said that she got a text message from the 625-555-1935 number.
That is correct.
You were here when Ms. White told the members of the jury that she was confident that the man who this number belonged to was this man right here.
Yes, she did say that.
She was confident that it belonged to the man you had represented.
Objection, Your Honor.
Basis.
At this time, this is a waste of the court's time. She's merely asking Mayor Heisman to confirm things that are already on the record, and at this time, this is cumulative evidence.
Your Honor, throughout his direct examination, Mayor Heisman has continued to deny that he knew Casey French and really spoke with him after the time in which he represented him. I'm using this to impeach his credibility, and if I may proffer, I will show that Mayor Heisman did have his phone number in his log, and it does go to impeach his credibility at this point in time. It's not needlessly cumulative.
May I be heard on those grounds, Your Honor?
Yes.
If opposing counsel wants to ask a question whether the phone number was stored in Mayor Heisman's phone, she is free to do so. But she's merely right now asking Mayor Heisman to confirm things that are already on the record. They've already been put on the record, having Mayor Heisman say if he heard those or not. That is cumulative evidence. If she wants to delve into whether the phone number was stored in his phone, that's fine, but at this time, this evidence is cumulative and a waste of the court's time.
May I be heard, Your Honor? I'm simply using previous testimony to parallel what Mr. Heisman has told the members of the jury. He's telling the members of the jury that he hasn't heard from Casey French since 2004, and by bringing up previous testimony that we heard, I am making those parallels. This is not needlessly cumulative. It's very important for the members of the jury to recall this testimony when hearing Mr. Heisman's testimony as well.
Objection is sustained. It is cumulative.
Yes, Your Honor. Mayor Heisman, this is a copy of your phone contacts, isn't it?
The end of it, really.
And these are some of those phone contacts, aren't they?
Yes.
And this is a fair and accurate copy of these contacts?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, we'd like to enter plaintiff's file into evidence.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, these are out-of-court statements being offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. These statements are hearsay.
Any response to that?
Your Honor, phone numbers like this aren't hearsay because there is no truth matter asserted. The numbers 555-418-0557 don't assert any truth value at all except for the fact that they are individual digits themselves. This is not hearsay, Your Honor.
May I be heard on those grounds? They're using this to prove that these phone numbers were stored in Mayor Heisman's phone. And that's what this exhibit asserts. These are out-of-court statements being offered to prove the truth of the matter asserted. They're hearsay.
May I be heard? That's a misapplication of the law, Your Honor. Hearsay applies to the truth that is asserted by those statements itself, not the context of those statements. Hearsay exists because of the indicia of reliability, and it's not questioning the context of those statements, it's questioning the declarant themselves. This is Mr. Heisman's phone, or Mayor Heisman's phone, and he's already admitted to that.
Objection is overruled.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mayor Heisman, you told us a moment ago that you had no idea that Casey French's number was still in your cell phone, right?
Prior to this trial, I knew the number was in my phone. I had no idea who the number belonged to.
To be clear, you said that this number was in your phone. It had to have been because you had represented Mr. French in the past.
Yes.
Mayor Heisman, you were a public defender for 7 years.
Yes, I was.
In that time, you had tons of clients and people that you were people that you were appointed to defend in court.
Yeah, I had quite a few.
And right here, there's 5 numbers listed as numbers that don't have names.
Well, there's actually more numbers that's listed without names. Those are just the 5 you've seen took a picture of.
Well, Mayor Heisman, let's talk about these 5 numbers right here.
Okay.
We'll see that right here, you have these 4 separate numbers that don't have names, right?
That's correct.
One of these numbers belongs to a pizza parlor.
I do have.
Objection, Your Honor. Relevance. Whether these numbers are a piece of parlor or anybody else, these tend to make no fact in this case more or less likely.
Your Honor, once again, this is going to impeach Mayor Heisman's credibility. He's saying that this phone number has to be in there because it's someone that he represented. But if we look at these 4 other numbers that are at the end of this phone contact log, if I may proffer, one belongs to a pizza parlor, one belongs to the Midlands Crime Lab, one belongs to his child's school, and the other belongs to a company called Sweetlands Pavilion. None of these other numbers that are listed belong to a client. This is going to impeach his credibility.
Your Honor, may I be heard on those grounds? The point of this case is to figure out whether Max Heisman is liable or not liable for election fraud. Whether there was a phone number for a pizza place or Mayor Heisman's child's school makes no fact in this case more or less likely.
May I be heard, Your Honor? It certainly does. As the plaintiff in today's case, we have to show that connection between Mayor Heisman and the fraud. It's our contention that he worked in conspiracy with Casey French to suppress the vote in District 12, to show this connection to this number, and the fact that none of these other numbers belong to clients as he claims them to be, is certainly important. It's impeaching his credibility and goes to our burden in today's case.
Objection is overruled.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mayor Heisman, one of these numbers belongs to a pizza parlor.
One of them does. I have to have my piece and maintain this figure I have.
One of these numbers belongs to the Midlands Crime Lab.
I believe so, yes.
One of these numbers belongs to Sweetlands Pavilion, a company in Truman.
Yes,
And the last number belongs to your child's school.
that's correct.
Out of these 5 numbers, the only one that you claim belongs to a client is this one right here.
Out of the ones that are shown, to be fair, my contact list has 2,655, as you can see down there. I have about 30 other numbers that doesn't have names connected to the number. And as you can see at the top there, we are at the Z list of my contact list. I have clients that actually saved my name that still keep in contact with me for legal advice, and the rest of my contacts. But of those 5, the one that was a previous client was Casey French's number.
That's right. Of these 5 numbers listed right here, the
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered.
Sustained.
Mayor Heisman, while you were in court today, Ms. White said that she was confident that this number came to the man. You told the people of Truman that you had no idea who he was, right?
Yeah, Mrs. White, she said she called the number and she believed that Mr. French picked up his phone.
And that's the man that you told the people of Truman that you certainly didn't know.
That's the man I told them, initially I told them I don't know, but I have come clean, I do know this man, and I have admitted to that.
I'm not asking about what you said afterwards. I'm asking about the original press conference where you were telling the people of Truman about your campaign and the election fraud that was brought forth.
Objection, Your Honor. Asked and answered. We've already been over this. We've already established that Mayor Heisman said he did not know this man, and Mayor Heisman has already acknowledged that he does. We've been through this already. This is asked and answered.
Maybe heard, Your Honor. My previous question was simply related to this photo. I'm trying to make a linkage between this number and this photo here from Ms. White's testimony. This question has not been asked yet.
May I be heard on those grounds, Your Honor? Opposing counsel just asked about the press conference again, the same press conference that she referenced at the beginning of her cross-examination. We've been through this line of questioning. This is asked and answered.
Objection is sustained.
Yes, Your Honor. Mayor Heisman, you were here when Ms. Midori said that she saw this flyer at 10 p.m. in the afternoon at the poll in District 12, right?
Yes, she said it was located on a building by her car.
Mayor Heisman, you don't know exactly when this flyer was put up at that polling place.
I have no idea. I have nothing to do with this flyer. I wouldn't know that.
For all you know, hundreds of people at District 12 who had gone to vote that day, they could have been handed that flyer.
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor. Speculation. She's asking Mayor Heisman to speculate to something he has no knowledge of. He's already testified that he was not there. Having Mayor Heisman speculate is inadmissible for today's trial.
May I be heard? Speculation, that rule, it talks about him going into the mindset of someone else. And this isn't speculation, Your Honor. And furthermore, my question was worded as, for as far as you know, this flyer could have been handed out to hundreds of people. This question asked was rationally based perceptions. You can tell the members of the jury yes or no to this question.
May I be heard, Your Honor? In order, 602, Rule 602 says in order for someone to testify, they need to have personal knowledge. Mayor Heisman has laid the foundation that he was not there and does not know who may have or may not have saw this flyer. She's asking him to testify to something he has no knowledge of. This is speculation.
Objection sustained.
Motion to strike.
Stricken.
But Mayor Heisman, you were in court today when she said she saw this at 10 p.m. the evening of the election.
Yes, when she was leaving the polling place.
You know the polls, they open at 7 a.m.
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Brief redirect, Your Honor. Mayor Heisman, this flyer that opposing counsel asked you was hung up on the side of the building. Could that have affected your voters to your knowledge?
Absolutely.
Objection, Your Honor, for your previous ruling. He can't testify to what happened at the voting location that day since he wasn't there. This is pursuant to your previous ruling that we just recently dealt with.
I asked Mayor Heisman to his knowledge what he thinks could have happened with this flyer.
Objection sustained.
Mayor Heisman, would you distribute this flyer to the members of District 12?
Absolutely.
Objection, Your Honor, to ask and answer. This was already asked on his direct examination, and opposing counsel asked him a long series of questions about that flyer.
Your Honor, she delved into this on cross-examination. I just want to clear up the testimony that was elicited on cross.
The objection is sustained. You can ask a different question.
Yes, sir. Mayor Heisman, is this a picture of all the contacts stored in your phone?
No, this is a total of 7 contacts, and as you can see in the bottom there, it says I have a total of 2,655 contacts that are saved in my phone.
No further questions?
No, Your Honor. Maybe take down our demonstratives and prepare them all for their next witness.
Thanks, Stephen. Step down.
Thank you.